Wow, it's worse than I thought. I knew feminism was destructive, and I plan to do a video talking more about how destructive feminism is from the standpoint of a woman. But I actually saw this, a man's viewpoint on feminism. It's pretty rare to find a feminist male, but they're out there. Let's just look at this together. Wow, I don't even know what to make of this. Okay, so this is what he says. He said, I've read some things about feminism over the day, and I've learned a lot. I asked yesterday as to what should be my duty as a male feminist. But instead of asking that in this group, I should have researched more about it myself. I'm extremely sorry for that. Now, having searched, read, and listened about feminism, and also learnt especially about the duties of male feminists, I want to summarize my learnings as follows. Already, he's apologizing to the women. He's creating a superiority complex where he views the woman as superior. This is toxic because men and women are not equal. That's just how it is. It's not a matter of who's more important, who's more significant, who's better. They're both important. Okay, you can't have a child without mom or dad. It doesn't work. You got to have both. But there's distinct roles. Submission is something that should be encouraged, not discouraged. But here's the thing, and this goes out to the ladies. What kind of man are you submitting to? If you talk to the right man, submission won't be an issue. You should submit. You should get behind the mission of a man that has the same or very similar mission to you. When men stoop to levels of thinking the woman is right about everything, which is what feminism supports, it's very toxic because men have the role in society as leaders, and strong women, oftentimes their wives who become the queens, like kings and queens, can rule together. But there's distinct roles. Okay, men are providers and leaders. Women are nurturers and supporters, and together they have dominion. Okay, well, let's go into these points. So he says, point number 1, feminism is a movement for women's rights. It is a movement about reclaiming the rightful place for females in society that is predominantly patriarchal. Okay, it used to be patriarchal, and when it was patriarchal, we did pretty well. As a woman, I can say I feel more secure when there are strong men leading in society. The men help to shape the women. That's why men were here first, just like in the Bible. Not that I'm religious or anything in that way. I think there's a lot of wisdom in the Bible, but Adam came first and then Eve came. They are both complete in their individuality before they came together, meaning Adam understood the duties of a man and Eve understood the duties of a woman, but Adam came first and Adam helped shape Eve. Now, our society is actually predominantly matriarchal now, and feminism is not about women's rights, as you'll see. It's actually about achieving power and achieving more power than men. If you're a feminist, by definition, as we'll see, you agree that men are inferior and you think that women should rule. That's why you'll see feminist t-shirts say like the future is female and stuff like that. Number 2, men must be good listeners. They must try to learn about the issues of feminism before speaking about it. Okay, well, this is probably a universal truth for anybody. Before you speak about something, you should learn about it. So we'll give him that. 3, there should never be any mansplaining. What is that? I don't actually know what that is. Let's Google. What is mansplaining? What is that? Mansplaining. This is a real thing. The explanation of something by a man, typically to a woman, in a manner regarded as condescending or patronizing. This is stupid. Mansplaining. Is there womansplaining? Let's see. Is womansplaining talking down to a man? Yeah, so that's another thing. Mansplaining is a literal word in the dictionary. Wow. That's something. Okay. There should never be any mansplaining. What if the man is actually right in a scenario? Why can't you have a civil conversation? I guess it's not really about who's right or wrong. It's just, why can't you have a conversation? Why do you automatically deem that because he's speaking as a man, he's wrong? That's ignorant. Number 4, a male feminist must respect opinions of every females, irrespective of race, color, religion, and age. Well, we should probably be doing that anyways. Number 5, not all men is a common, okay, this is, Okay, not all men is a common defense given by males when crimes are committed by men. This is the most absurd defense because it is men who are the abusers in every case, not women. What? That doesn't make any sense at all. Nothing in that makes sense. Not all men is a common defense given by males when crimes are committed by men. Okay, right. So let's say that a woman says men are trash, and then a good man says, well, hey, not all men are trash. That's okay. So this person is saying that that's an absurd defense. How is that absurd? Because the same applies to women. A man might say, this woman was horrible to me. All women are horrible. And then I might say, well, not all women are horrible. Some are, yeah, but not all. And you would say that that's absurd because in that case, women would be always the abusers. It's just, once again, it's ignorant to say that. Yes, there are a lot of trash men. And women, we have to avoid the trash men. You have to learn how to be a woman, how to be secure in your femininity so you can detect the trash men and not even associate with them. They don't even deserve a conversation with you. But there's a lot of really great men out there. And if you are walking around with the mindset that all men are trash, all men are out to get you, and all men are predators, then you're never going to attract a good man in your life, because a good man wants to be a provider and provide for you. He's never going to want to do that if your mindset is against men. This statement in general is just very ignorant. It's not, I can't even say it's true or false because it's just completely ignorant. Wow. Number 6. Male feminists must call out any sexist behavior of males, be it verbal slangs demeaning women or inappropriate touch or discrimination based on gender. They must vehemently protest such behavior, even if sexist comments are passed in the absence of women. What? Okay. Okay, I get it. Yeah, I would say any good man would probably not entertain sexist behavior, but what is sexist, right? I mean, a good, respectful man, anyways, would never verbally demean a woman, even if he doesn't agree with the way she's presenting herself or the lifestyle. He would never feel the need to tear her down. He just wouldn't associate with her. And I don't even like the word sexist either, because it's the nature of men to desire women, just as it's the nature of women to desire men. They desire each other in different ways. Men are very sexually driven, and of course women are too, but men are a lot more sexually driven. Women can wait for sex. A lot of times men want it right away. So what happens is, if you're walking down the street and you have a tank top on and you have short shorts, or it's not even tank tops anymore, it's crop tops and short shorts, you shouldn't be offended when men, older men, younger men, whatever, or I guess, yeah, any type of men who's staring at you, you shouldn't be offended, because you need to know that your body is man's greatest desire. That's the prize. You're openly giving that out to people when you sleep around with men, or when you walk around with short shorts and the crop tops and everything. Of course they're going to stare. That's their nature. You can't change nature. What you can do is cover yourself, not so the man doesn't look, but to respect yourself. Understand, if you're truly beautiful, men are still going to look at you. And once again, beauty is subjective, and a lot of times beauty comes by the way you carry yourself on the inside, and that energy radiates. As an example, when I went to California recently, I was staying at an Airbnb, and usually if I'm ever traveling alone, then I'll always get my own place. But this time I was like, you know what? I'm going to get a room in an Airbnb. I'm never doing that again. And I actually don't really think traveling alone is that much of a good idea either. But if it does happen, don't get a room with somebody, because what happened is there were 3 middle-aged men there. It was myself and 3 middle-aged men. And I was like, this is not a good situation. I'm going to leave. I'll go back. I don't need to stay the night. It's okay. Because I was avoiding a situation. It wasn't sexist at all. Feminists would say, well, stay there. You're equal to the men. No, I'm not. Obviously, they're 3 middle-aged men, and this young woman comes in. Of course, there's going to be some type of desire, some type of temptation. And if something would have happened that night, it really would have been my fault, because their nature, we obviously know what their nature is. So I need to be strong and smart enough as a woman to understand that, let me avoid that situation. It's not a good idea to do that. I'm going to travel and stay in a room. I need to be with other people, or I'll just leave. So that's another example. But anyways, number 7, males must shed their male ego. They must think of all females as their superior. If they do so, they cannot think of harming women in any way. what is that? What does that even mean? Okay, men shouldn't harm women in general, and women shouldn't harm men. I mean, there's tons of cases of women harming men too. Males must shed their male ego. Yeah, I can agree to that. I think that stems from men confuse masculinity just as women confuse femininity. Femininity is not having your breast out and walking around with short shorts. That's not femininity at all. Just as masculinity is not being buff and strong and um, all that. It's actually a lot deeper than that. It's really how you carry yourself energetically. So the male ego thing is kind of cringy, I'll agree. But no, females are not their superior. How can you be this? If it's natural for women to submit to men, how is that their superior? Now, once again, submission is not an issue. If you are submitting, you're getting behind the mission, because that's what submission means, of a man that you can get behind. You're getting behind his mission because you also agree with it and you trust him to take care of you. You're not foregoing your individuality. You're making yourself more whole of a person by understanding your needs as a woman. And think of how much more you could get done, how much more productive you could be if you had a man fulfilling the true masculine roles while you fulfilled your feminine roles. Not only are you great help to him, but he's helping you, and it's just better in general for the family. And last but not least, men must accept their mistakes when pointed out by females. They should apologize and rectify the same. Okay, well, I guess we all should. If we all make a mistake, we all should own up to it. Sure. But the whole concept of feminism, of this, is extremely toxic because it's just one-sided. It's the same thing as if men were to sit here and write, like, imagine if men wrote a paper like that about women. It would spark controversy. You can't have a solid argument if you're automatically saying that everything that the other side does is automatically wrong. There's no proof of that. It doesn't exist. It's your opinion. And that's what this is based off of, opinions. No science, no truth, just opinions. Long term, this is not going to be healthy or good for society in any way. And it makes me sad because I see a lot of women out there who are getting themselves in really just difficult situations and getting with men who aren't providers, sleeping around with everybody, and they don't respect themselves. You know, they don't see the beautiful gift it is to be feminine and to be secure in your femininity. And on top of that, you have women who don't even want kids anymore, who want kids, but they're infertile because of diet, or it's just, it's sad. And when I say that I'm against feminism, I don't mean I'm against women at all. Of course, I'm a woman myself. I am pro true femininity. That's what I support. And true femininity has nothing to do with feminism. Feminism is a huge part of the destruction of society. So, moral of the story, there are good men out there and there are good women out there. And if you're a man, part of your job is to learn how to be that good man. And part of your job as a woman is to learn how to be a good woman, because only then, when they come together, can there truly be dominion. Thanks for watching.